Welcome back to the Mindful Journal Podcast. I'm Alexis, and I am so grateful that you're here with me today. So let's take a moment together. Find a comfortable spot. Close your eyes. And just take a few deep, gentle breaths. Allow your mind and heart to settle into this space. Today, I want to share a journey that I'm still on, a journey of reclaiming clarity and creativity by stepping back from the digital noise that constantly surrounds us. For years, like many of you, I have found myself tangled in a web of notifications and endless, mindless, mind-numbing scrolling. I'd feel overwhelmed, and my creative spirit felt stifled by the relentless buzz of emails and social media. I remember recently a day when frustration surged through me, and the tears welled up because I felt as if my time was slipping away. It was a wake-up call and a reminder that nothing should have this kind of power over us. In that moment, I realized that I had to reclaim my space, had to reclaim my focus, and ultimately, I had to reclaim my creativity. So today we're going to dive deep into how we can gently yet powerfully disconnect from digital overload and find clarity in our worlds and even in our creative spirit. So we're going to go through about 4 key areas. And the first one is recognizing digital overload. We have to first recognize it. We have to identify it, right? And so we are going to identify moments in our lives, points in our lives when our digital worlds start to steal our energy and creative spark. The second key area will be practical digital detox strategies. Sometimes we say, I'm going to put the phone down and I'm not going to look at it. And yet all we do is think about looking at it until we pick it up again. So we're going to talk about some real actionable steps that peeps like me, busy moms, entrepreneurs, and anyone who just has a hectic life can incorporate into their day. The third key area will be how to get that creative boost offline and how stepping away from the screen opens up a space for us to find inspiration and deeper, more meaningful creativity. And then our fourth key area, we are going to talk about simple routines to help us reset. So daily practices that help us find our calm, maintain clarity, and nurture a balanced life. So if you're ready, let's dive in. Our first key area is recognizing digital overload, right? We have to acknowledge it. We have to recognize it. We're going to begin with a truth that we all know. Our devices, while they are engaging and brilliant tools, they can sometimes overwhelm us. I've experienced days where after hours of digital engagement, my mind was cluttered. Right? My thoughts were scattered. My creative energy just felt like it did not exist anymore. My energy even just felt depleted. And recognizing that overload is the first step. So I want you to ask yourself, how do I feel after spending time online? Do I feel inspired, creative, ready to keep going? Or do I feel drained, heavy, cluttered? So when you notice that heaviness, it's your inner self gently signaling to you that it needs space, it needs rest, it needs time away. And we must be able to acknowledge that and lean into it. Our second key area is practical digital detox strategies. So I'm still learning, and I know many of you are too. But here are a few simple strategies that I've started to embrace that don't demand perfection, but invite progress. So the first is scheduling unplugged time. So every morning, instead of reaching for your phone, dedicate 10, 15, 30 minutes if you have it to yourself. No phone, no emails, just a quiet moment to set your intention for the day. Right? We are so quick to reach for that phone, often because we use it even as our alarm. One of the things that I would love to try is a sunrise alarm, right? Things like this are not intrusive. They ease us into the morning and they allow us to stay away from reaching for our phones. So every morning, consider taking about 10 to 15 minutes, 30 if you have it, with no phone, no emails, just time to yourself to breathe, to set your intention for the day, and to get yourself together before the world starts to interrupt your mind and the rest of your day. The second digital detox strategy is to create device-free zones, right? So experiment with areas in your home where no devices are allowed. For instance, maybe the dining room, right? If you are having dinner with your family, no phones. Old school. Get back to it. Maybe, I know a lot of us, we have maybe like televisions in our rooms and we keep our phones by our sides for whatever reason. But maybe we say, okay, after a certain time, these devices go off, right? Create spaces in your life, physical areas in your home where devices are not allowed. The third is to curate your notifications. This one might actually be my favorite digital detox strategy, right? I am quick to turn off a notification. I can't stand to see the red number on my screen when there's a text or a notification from a social media app or whatever it is. I want to get through the notification and get it off my phone. Because that became overwhelming, I went into my settings and I started turning off those non-essential notifications, the things I really don't need to know. I've done the same with my emails. Right? I've started unsubscribing from emails that are unnecessary. And it's not about cutting off the world completely. It's about reclaiming control over what truly deserves my attention. It's about leaning into what matters most. And then the final strategy is to create a digital sabbatical, right? Similar to creating the device-free zones. You're going to create or set a digital sabbatical. So like once a week, set aside a few hours or even an entire day where you disconnect completely. Use this time to recharge, to step back from the digital rush, to do something that sparks your creativity, to lean into a past hobby that you used to love or try a new one. Create meaning in your life again by setting time in your days and in your week where no devices are allowed. Our third key strategy, how do we create those creative boosts offline? We've been so into our phones and our iPads and devices that we get away from them and we're like, well, what do? I'm bored. I don't know how to have fun. I don't know how to be creative unless I have my phone attached to my hip or glued to my hand. But we can be creative beyond the phone. The phone is not us. It's not even an extension of us. Again, as stated before, it is a tool. And we often forget that these are tools to help us navigate through life a little bit easier and to stay connected. However, the phone, the iPad, the tablets, the devices, they are not us. So we can remove ourselves from these devices and we can find ways to be creative offline. And one of the most profound gifts that I've discovered from unplugging is just this renewed sense of creativity. As an artist, as a singer, as a poet, as a once upon a time actor, actress, I'm starting to find my joy in those creative modes again. I'm starting to find my joy in stepping outside again. When I step away from the screen, my mind becomes a canvas where ideas can freely emerge. How do I do this? Offline brainstorming. So keep a small notebook with you. Write down anything that sparks your inspiration. Anything that makes you go, oh, that was cool. Or, anything that makes you think. Anything that gives you an aha moment. Anything that feels like a breath of fresh air. Keep that notebook with you and write it down. A notebook, not the notes app on your phone. It's about getting away from the device. Sometimes the most powerful ideas come when you're not focused on digital input. Allow your thoughts to flow without interruption. Almost as if you're having an intimate conversation with yourself. Allow yourself to brainstorm. Keep that notebook with you and write down any spark of inspiration that comes. Another way to find those creative boosts offline, get outside. Spring is here. It's coming. Take a mindful walk without your phone. It will be okay. You're not always in danger. Take a walk or even just step outside. Notice the colors and the sounds and the sensations around you. This practice is not only clearing the mental clutter, but it's also inviting inspiration in the simplest form and in the simplest of moments. Imagine those peaceful reflections of a nature walk, echoing with the insights of a soulful storyteller. Be creative, use your imagination, step outside, breathe in the fresh air, and take in everything that's around you. The final way that we're going to talk about, there's so many more, but the final way that we're going to talk about is kind of leaning into those digital sabbaticals. Again, right? Challenge yourself to step away from the screen and create and open up a space for creativity to bloom. Use that time to engage in a hobby, read a book, or simply sit with your thoughts. A book, not an audio book, like read an actual physical book. Again, it's about stepping away from the digital world. Our fourth key area of today's episode, simple routines to help you reset. So we're going to incorporate small, mindful routines into our day. And this can be a powerful way to reset and restore our energy. We always feel run down and like we're out of energy and that we're running on E. And this is a way to refuel. So maybe you have a morning coffee routine. I'm a chai person. I love chai. I love tea. So enjoy your morning beverage without digital distractions. Focus on each sip that you're taking of your drink. Take in the aromas. Take in the temperature. The senses are our easiest way to tap into our creativity and to tap into the present moment. What does your drink smell like? What does it taste like? How does it feel as you drink your beverage? Is it warming your body? Is it cooling you down? Pay attention to these small but so important and meaningful moments. And let this be a quiet moment to help you center yourself. This will help you to set a tone of mindfulness, but also gratitude at the very beginning of your day. In the evening, take about 30 minutes before bed and turn off all devices. Turn them off, put them on silent, do not disturb, right? Spend that time again, either reading or stretching or reflecting on the day, gratitude journaling, whatever it may be. This practice not only is going to help you unwind, but it's also going to help you nurture a peaceful transition to actually sleep and rest. And then the final routine to help you reset, gratitude moments. So throughout the day, find moments and take a moment to express gratitude for what we may see as the little things, but they really do mean so much more. A kind word, a beautiful view, or a moment of calm. These small acknowledgments can shift your focus from digital noise to the richness of your everyday life. So now we're going to jump into our journal prompt. Grab your journals, and we're going to reflect on this prompt together. What creative ideas or insights emerge when you disconnect from digital distractions? Don't worry about structure. Don't worry about perfection. Just write freely, as if you're having, again, an honest conversation with yourself. If you're new to journaling, just start with a few sentences or even just a few words and let your thoughts flow naturally. And allow yourself to capture the clarity that emerges when you step back from the constant buzz. The journal prompt again. What creative ideas or insights emerge when I disconnect from digital distractions? If you are ready to take your digital detox journey a step further, I invite you to join our Mindful Journal Club. It's a supportive community where we share our stories, celebrate our breakthroughs. We have live journaling sessions every month. We have daily affirmation cards, hundreds of journal prompts. You can find a journal prompt for just about any situation you're going through in the Mindful Journal Club to help you kind of think through it more clearly, more creatively. And I encourage you to join us. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions ever about the club, but I'd love for you to join the Mindful Journal Club. You can find us at community.mindfuljournal.club. And I want to thank you for spending this time with me today on the Mindful Journal podcast. Again, I'm Alexis, and I hope these strategies are valuable and that they inspire you to reclaim your space, your focus, and your creativity. Remember, this journey isn't about completely shutting out the world or shutting out technology. It's about creating moments of stillness and clarity in your day. Keep journaling, keep breathing, and I'll see you soon.